It's time for Popped or Flopped. The first movie still is Avatar, holding strong. Primate, wow, actually is in second place. So, wow, and The Housemaid. See, I was thinking that Zootopia 2 is going to drop down. And then Greenland 2, Migration, 8 million. Interesting. Fifth place. See, I feel like you have to see it for the story, but I don't think it was an amazing movie. It's nice to see that at least, you know, some companies are doing well with their finances, that they're able to do a passion project like this, you know, to have some fun rather than have to do a blockbuster sort of film and only focus on that. Sixth place is Marty Supreme. I'm surprised at The Housemaid. I think The Housemaid is actually turning out to be a good movie. It's definitely drawing in people, so... But 4 weeks made 94 million domestically. And then sixth place, Marty Supreme, made 24. This one, I feel like... I don't know. I feel like it was supposed to be a bigger hit, right? And I guess, because, what's his name? Timothée Chalamet just won for his performance. So that's good. But yeah, I guess the film... I mean, it's mixed a little bit, right? But the movie seems to be good overall, which is interesting. Uncut Gems was pretty awesome. I loved The Smashing Machine. I loved, what's the other one with the Friendship? That's such a weird movie. But again, yeah, hit or miss with A24. And then seventh place, Anaconda, which is very confusing because on Rotten Tomatoes, doesn't have a real good score. Really, like, it looks funny. I don't know why, like, that movie, like I already said, they know it's going to be bad. They're probably expecting it to be, it's going to be a movie that's going to be joked about, you know? Just like the Ice Cube War of the Worlds one. It's literally just going to be, like, it's a movie they know, like, they're making it to feed, like, meme culture, you know, or, like, making new things, you know, for the editors to make videos out of whatever. It makes, you know, clip it, make soundboards, you know, all that stuff. They probably say very quotable dialogue in the movie. Anyway, yeah, so pretty interesting. That's on the seventh place. And the next is the SpongeBob movie. Eighth place. Song Sung Blue is in ninth place. David from Angel Studios. Angel Studios just had... Oh, they have another movie coming out. And then... Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, I Was a Stranger. Wow. See, that didn't hit. Yeah. And then, is this thing on? The Bradley Cooper written and directed... Oh, no, he helped write it, I think. And then he directed it. And then Will Arnett is the main guy in it. Pretty awesome. I haven't seen it yet. I listened to Joe Rogan's interview of Bradley Cooper, and they talked about this film. So it's really cool to see him, like, what he has to say about it. And then, let's see. It looks like, they might have... No, I guess it's still in theaters. And then... Yeah, no, the choice. I Was a Stranger. Yeah, dropped down. Wicked. Wow. Wicked for Good finally dropped out. That's crazy. It's been there for 8 weeks. Wow. And Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I didn't like... I guess, actually, I liked it more than the first one. The first one was so... It was too convenient. Like, what are the chances of this? Like, I know stories and movies are supposed to be convenience and, like, you know, everything happens, like, on purpose or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, the first one is too convenient. How would that have happened? But I ended up... And it was shot well. I liked the idea of it, but man, it had some bizarre moments in it. I did not like the second one. I liked it more because it was simpler, but I don't know. The character, Josh Hutcherson's, like, dialogue portrays him as, like, an idiot when there's moments when he could simply ask about what's going on and she would tell him or whatever. I don't know. Very weird. It focused a lot on their relationship, and then the story was on the side. Mike wasn't even in it for a bit, right? the twists at the end, I don't know. Yeah, anyways, interesting. Hamnet, We Bury the Dead. Wow. That dropped all the way down. 3 million. And then Dead Man's Wire. Oh yeah, that's gonna be coming out. And then Eternity. I watched Eternity. That movie's cool. I really liked it. That sucks that it dropped so low. That's so weird. It's cool that it's PG-13. It's very accessible. A lot of people could see it, but that still didn't save it. See, like The Legend of Ochi was PG, I think. A24's first kid movie, kind of, sort of. Like, it's not, there's no violence or cussing in it, whatever. But that apparently doesn't matter in a way, I guess. If A24 is banking on the fact that they're going to get replay value, then it's fine. The A24 movies don't lose money, though. That's the thing. Their budget is very good. They're very good with the money. 25 million, 40 million, like under 50. I think the Smashing Machine was a loss, but it would have been more if The Rock had taken, if he got his full salary or something like that. I think he took a cut or something. I'm going to read a few new comments for We Bury the Dead. All right, so here are some reviews. I might have read one or two already. This was on January 10th, and then 9th. So barely anyone has seen this one. It says 2 out of 10. Unfortunately, very surprised how bad it was. Characters make the stupidest decisions every chance they get, every single time. Literally no self-preservation. I can't stand it. Why would you get so physically close to the infected? Curiosity does not justify this when your life is on the line, and the characters are not scientists or medical, so it's pure stupidity, and they will walk around defensive after witnessing at what the infected are capable of. I wouldn't be so harsh on this film if it didn't take itself so seriously, but it was more self-aware and comedic, but this movie is so serious and wants to be very dramatic and maybe deep. IDK, what the overall message was supposed to be, it kept losing my attention. It's so incredibly boring and infuriating to watch. Wow, and then 10 out of 10. What? This is before... These are really old. That's very strange. The next one is Primate. We can read a few comments for this one. 100 user reviews. 107 reviews. It's 8 out of 10 Primate. January 12th. So yesterday. Someone saw this on Monday. 8 out of 10 Primate review. Primate was a very solid horror film movie to start my 2026 off with. The kills were brutal and utilized a lot of practical effects. One kill in particular was jaw-dropping. The score was surprisingly great and elevated so many scenes. Ben is absolutely creepy in most of his scenes, and the actor playing him did a great job. The film also gets pretty creative with how it builds tension in certain scenes, especially the way it utilizes the father's deafness. Wow. Yeah, that's probably scary. You think they do silence in the theater? Oh my god. My only complaints are that some of the characters and the dialogue were pretty insufferable. Also, I wish we got to know the characters that I liked a little bit more before the chaos started. Interesting. There's also some pretty dumb character decisions toward the end of the film, but that's something I expected going into a movie like this. This movie has some really dark lighting at times, and I get why they shot it like that for the monkey suit, but it's still something that is noticeable while watching. Oh, so it's a fake monkey? Overall, though, Primate is definitely getting added to my Animal Attack movie rotation, alongside Jaws, Lake Placid, Anaconda, The Edge, and Deep Blue Sea. Scorecard, 4 out of 5, 7.5 out of 10. Okay, pay full price. Yeah, that's funny. I wonder if this person saw Anaconda. Oh my god, what did I watch? And then 5 out of 10, dumb fun. All right, well, that's interesting. Next one is the I Was a Stranger film, which is from Angel Studios, I believe. Dropped all the way down. This is about the Middle East, the conflict, the stuff that's going on over there. There is 65 reviews, 10 out of 10. Everyone should see this film. See this to understand the turmoil in the world today, the world of the past, and I'm sure the world of our future. So brilliantly done, so beautifully done. Very thought-provoking. I love the way the stories were done, leaving the endings not known until the very end, almost sorting up a whole new set of emotions and thoughts. 10 stars was not enough. This person saw it yesterday. Some people are saying that this is, it's like Weapons. It's the same story, shot from 4 different ink characters or something like that. And so if you saw Weapons, you'll understand how this movie is. Maybe you don't like that style, maybe. 10 out of 10, an absolute gut punch. This is one of those films that reveals a black hole that exists in parts of our humanity. The part we ignore because it doesn't affect us personally until it does. It's so crushingly sad, but with a tiny glimmer of hope. If you see this, I recommend Capernaum. It is just as gritty sad and with that tiny candle of hope. Wow. Interesting. Well, I feel like this movie will be entertaining. Maybe just people... maybe it's just not a movie theater movie, you know? Next is This Thing On? Written and directed by Bradley Cooper. Pretty interesting that he decided to do that. If you listen to the JRE episode, the interview with him, definitely explains a lot about this film. 30 reviews, 9 out of 10. This person saw it yesterday. An authentic dissection of a relationship. Being in a relationship can be difficult no matter how long you've been in it. In Is This Thing On, which is loosely based on a true story, Alex, Will Arnett, and Tess Lordern have mutually decided to separate after 20 years of marriage. Alex finds out he loves stand-up comedy while Tess pursues her passion for coaching volleyball. Both start to work on themselves outside the relationship. This movie is at the section of a realistic relationship. No dramatizing, only real conversations between two people trying to figure things out. It has familiar story elements, but they feel fresh because the characters are complex and believable. Even though I gave A Star Is Born, I haven't seen that one, a perfect score back in 2018, this might be my favorite movie directed by Bradley Cooper. I believe I have changed since then, grown up, evolved, whatever you want to call it. This movie doesn't feel like it's catering to the audience. He has now made 3 movies about the life of an artist and how the line between public life and private life can get blurred. This time a stand-up comedy. He is at his most authentic. Arnett and Dern have perfect chemistry, definitely bouncing off each other. If I close my eyes, I felt like I was watching an episode of BoJack Horseman. Arnett plays a similar character here. Oh, interesting. It has even has Amy Sedaris. I love getting a look at the New York comedy scene, even seeing the famed Comedy Cellar with some actual comedians. That's nice. Using stand-up comedy as a coping mechanism to organize your life as therapy feels like it would be cathartic. I really enjoyed Is This Thing On? As you can tell. Highly recommended. Remember, relationships can be messy and they can almost never look like what you imagined. Interesting. Well, that's pretty much a good review of it. And lastly is Greenland 2 Migration. We can read some reviews for this one. I did not... I don't know. The first one, it was okay, but there were some moments that kind of confused me in a way. Like, I guess the choices maybe. I don't know. It was interesting. They're only making the sequel because they didn't lose money on the first one. You know, it's technically not a loss, I guess. This review is from yesterday. 8 out of 10 stars. What are people expecting? See? I don't understand the hate. It's a disaster movie. What are people expecting? Shawshank Redemption 2? It's a movie about a world-ending asteroid and everyone is crying about logic. Haha. When you watch this movie and others like it, just suspend belief and enjoy. Stop looking for an Oscar performance. Yeah, but they're actors though, right? Doesn't life give us enough to worry about? Sometimes just watch and let everything go. I do recommend this movie. I mean, yeah, I agree. It's just, I think a lot of the factor is like maybe comes to money, you know, and people are very concerned about what they're spending the money on. So when they go and spend it on this, it's like, you know, maybe they work all the time. They don't have Netflix. They don't have anything. They want to go to the movie theater. They don't want to see Marvel. They don't want to see stuff. And this is the only thing that fits that. And it's the only time that they can get away, you know, out of life for 2 hours to sit in a movie theater. So, and then they go, wow, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. Very weird. But again, it's just like, you know, I think my real argument is the fact that like movies are permanent. They're permanent, you know, and you need to make them good because there's no undoing those movies. A lot of it's like, I don't know why. Like, people don't seem to think about that. They don't seem to think like, hey, this movie is permanent forever. We need replay value. Why do we not make the movie? People are going to watch it once, give us a bad review, and move on. You know, it's like, if movies were like $20 to make, then you can make anything, right? This would be okay. But it's just like, you know, they could have planned it a little bit more, fixed some things, the logic, whatever. But some of it is obviously dumb, though, that could have been fixed. But the logic, it's like bad script writing, I think, is really what is supposed to be said. This one is the other day. Yeah, see, 8 out of 10. Yes, it's very a turn off your brain popcorn kind of movie, but it succeeds exactly at what it sets out to do. Greenland was a pleasant surprise, a low-budget disaster film done right. The sequel was unexpected. Well, no, I don't know. And while it's a big contrast to the first in terms of realism and logic, oh no, it ended up being another pleasant surprise. Yes, it's very much a turn-off-your-brain popcorn kind of movie, but it succeeds exactly at what it's set out to do. It's entertaining, fast-paced, and a non-stop 90-minute ride with great action scenes that still manages to be emotional and thrilling while making you think about what a real-life scenario might look like. The main cast is great, and Gerard Butler and Maureen Baccarin, as always, are impossible not to love as the leads. Interesting. All right, well, that's pretty much everything. Primate, I guess, did the best. Pretty interesting. Greenland 2 is hanging it in there. They might drop in the next week or two, meaning Marty Suprema go back up, Anaconda. And then I think the Bone Temple will hold second place because I think there's some hype behind it. I don't think it's going to knock Avatar out, right? Avatar is going to hold, what are we at? Another week or two, all of January? You think Avatar is going to be number one for 4 weeks? Wow. For the rest of the month till February? How far into February? Do you think it'll make it? So, interesting. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much it. On Thursday, we'll do another episode. January 16th. Will be 20 years later. The Bone Temple, All You Need Is Kill, Charlie the Wonder Dog, Madagascar again, Night Patrol, The Coral, Dead Man's Wire. Very interesting. On Thursday, we will check these movies out and see how they're going to do.